finish cleaning up here. Let's finish cleaning up real quick. I'm gonna finish cleaning up. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this, but let me finish cleaning up. I had a conversation today, and I received a message from somebody that I consider my friend that works here, and he was absolutely right in everything that he said to me today. He was 100% right. But after reading the message that he sent me, and we had a conversation on the phone today too, what I took away from it is that he was basically trying to tell me that you can do better. He was trying to tell me you can do a lot better. And he was 100% correct too. It was a conversation about work, things that have been happening with me at work, and he was 100% correct. He really was. And I was thinking, like, how did I get to that point? Because the things that we were talking about today, he's absolutely right. And the central basis of the message was he was trying to let me know that you can do a lot better. You really can. You can do better than this. And it really made me think and reflect, like, I can do better than this. Why am I not trying? Why am I giving it this half effort? And it really got me focused. I'm glad that he told me in the way that he told me today, because he's absolutely right. I'm glad that he told me. So I've just been really focusing on, keeping the place clean, focusing on my routes, and just being more here, And he was absolutely right in a lot of the things that he said. Now, in all of our lives, we can get caught up in things, in our mind. And I chose to be here. I did. I chose to come back. I chose this life, and I chose this path. And the way he worded it to me, like, because the problem that I was having was a very basic problem, and he's absolutely right. I can do better. And for any of you out there, whatever it is that you do in life, whatever your goal is, or whatever you're working on at the moment, the world has a way of making you see, are you all in, or are you just kind of And today was that moment where he was definitely telling me that I messed up, but he did it in a way that was like, why did you do that? You can do so much better than this. It's almost like he saw my potential, and it really kind of lit a fire under my butt. It really did, because I realized that in every way he's right. And then I started to think about my own life in general, just in general. As you get older, like, you don't really get older. You just stop, like, applying yourself like you could. You kind of let the things that happen into your life beat you down, and you say, well, shucks. And you really shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. He knows that I'm good at what I do, and that's why he told me the way that he told me. He knows it. And he said it in a way like, hey man, you got to look out for your for your own stuff. You do. And he was absolutely right. And it's very important to be present in exactly what it is that you're doing and whatever it is that you're focusing on. Whether you are focusing on it just for that time, or this is going to be what you do for all time. But it was a really good conversation. And I started to think about the people in my life who have, like, said to you, and you should think about it too, at some point, you're better than this, you could do better than this, why, and then you think about the people who don't say those things to you. You know what I mean? Think about the people in your life who told you at some point, just like pulled you aside and said, like, why are you doing this? You could do way better than that. You can do way better. And you think about the time and energy that you invest into things for people who don't really care about what happens with your life. you know? So I really appreciate the way that he brought it to me, because he's absolutely right. And ever since he told me that, like today, I've just kind of just like snapped out of it, and I was like, he's right. I gotta work, to my highest potential. And you should do that in everything that you do. We all should, You gotta work in your highest potential. And I don't know exactly where that came from, but like for the past 2 weeks, I've just been like not really like present, like not really doing the best that I can do. And this applies for any of you who watch this video. Like, you really should give it your all, for yourself, because you never know what can happen. I mean, there's nobody really benefits from you putting in, that 50-60% effort, And I really look back ever since I started, I came back here and I said, well, I chose to come here. These guys give me a good opportunity. And I was like, he's absolutely right. I'm just like going through the motions. And now I'm like, wow, like I'm not thinking about the short term or the long term of like the potential here or how it could help me out. I'm just like, off in my head. And, it's good to have somebody in all of our lives who actually like pulls you aside and says that, like in the right way. Not like, hey man, you screwed up, but this is what happened. And I don't understand why it happened, because I know you're better than that. So get it together, but not in a way to like be condescending, but he told it to me in a way like, you got to watch out for your own stuff. And he's right. He's absolutely right. So, I got to go to bed soon, but I just realized like, that's very important. The people that like are around you, and surround you, and the influence that other people have in your life, because it's really important. It's very important. And everything he said was completely correct. It really was. It was completely correct. Everything he said was completely correct. And I now know that while I'm here, I'm going to be here, and I'm doing 100%. I'm doing 100% from now on. And I hope you guys never get in a situation like that where you find yourself just kind of floundering around when like you're way better than that, way better than that. And that's what happened to me today. And it was a real wake-up call. It really was. And I'm glad that he spoke to me. I'm glad that he was the one who came and messaged me and spoke to me, because I was kind of giving him some excuses at first. And the way he came back, it wasn't like aggressive. He was just like, that's all you got. That's the best you could do, And I really took it to heart. I really did. And you guys will see me on here more and more when I can. You guys know I'm at work. And I am focused on work, and I'm putting work first right now because it's really important. And winter's coming, and I want to be prepared. And I know I can do better than this. I can do a lot better. And I'll get back to you guys soon. I just wanted to post to make an update. I haven't been on here in a couple of days. I'm still posting videos when I have time. But, even getting like organized, now that I've been back, like getting organized and just being present and being appreciative, and understanding, like, and knowing like you could do better, It may not seem like a lot to you guys, but to me, I'm somebody who doesn't have a lot of people around, and a lot of people won't reinforce that in you sometimes. And like, I really needed to hear that, you know what I mean? I really did. And, as always, I wish any of you guys who watch my videos, I wish you all love and happiness and joy and success. And, be happy with what you have and make the most of it, because you never know what it can turn into. But if you're going to put 50-60% into, anything you do, like, you're not going to get much back, and it's good to get that wake-up call, you know what I mean? It really is. So, I wish you all nothing but the best, and I'll check in with you all soon. I thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later, okay? See ya.